Donald Trump's golf win announcement sparks backlash amid tariff fallout. The White House on Saturday announced President Donald Trump's victory in a senior golf club championship round while he faces criticism for recently imposed tariffs that have negatively impacted the stock market. The president won his second round matchup of the senior golf championship today in Jupiter, Florida, and advances to the championship round tomorrow, the White House said in its statement. The announcement, which sparked backlash from the president's critics on social media, came as Trump spent time at his Florida properties golfing and attending events, including the Saudi-funded Live Golf Miami tournament and a planned fundraising dinner at Mar-a-Lago on Friday. Well, people, here we are once again. Donald Trump, who criticized former president, what's that guy's name? He left on the 20th? Oh, Joe Biden. He took a lot of criticism. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, out of all United States presidents, he took more vacations than anyone. But I think Trump is keeping pace as well. And he loves his golf. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson. Welcome again to my channel. It is April 5th of 2025. I have about 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Yeah, 8 p.m. in the evening. You know, I think it's fitting that he goes golfing today because maybe he can reminisce. Because, see, today is 4/5. Reminisce all the love we shared. You see, because back when he was the 45th president, his tariffs were powder puff tariffs. They didn't have as much punch as they do today. People, don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the relaxed Donald Trump out there at the golf, swinging and swanging and getting his little orange tan and having the time of his life, that everything's A-OK. Don't fall for it. This is all an act. This is done on purpose. This is to put you at ease. He is willing to take the criticism that he has a nonchalant attitude as the bonfire continues to grow economically. But by him playing golf, it is an image tactic. And it's not the first time it's been utilized as a president.
Good evening. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since I became president.
On February 2nd, Carter addressed the nation in a fireside chat on energy. The country had been through an oil scare in 1973. To head off a new crisis, Carter appealed directly to Americans to rally around a new program.
All of us must learn to waste less energy. Simply by keeping our thermostats, for instance, at 65 degrees in the daytime and 55 degrees at night, we could save half the current shortage of natural gas. If we learn to live thriftily and remember the importance of helping our neighbors, then we can find ways to adjust.
This is the move that they do. And what is that? You see that sweater? You see that sweater? Let's look at the past. Mr. Rogers in a sweater. Here's a guy everybody grew up with. Mr. Rogers. Won't you be my neighbor? Remember him? I watched it when I was a kid. I'm sure you watched it as well. I have always said this when I started out as journalism, that they took the image of Mr. Rogers and they cloaked Jimmy Carter in it, a sweater. You see, it has a certain appeal that I'm with you. Everything's cool. I'm nice and relaxed. It's all game. And who could not love that smile? Right, Mr. Rogers? Right? And old Jimmy boy, remember that? This is how the game is played. Go golfing, wear a sweater, be nonchalant, as Rome burns the hell down. Let's go further. You know, there were a whole lot of protests today. I kind of regret not going. I wanted to, but be that as it may, a whole lot of protests. We had a few here in Illinois and in a lot of our cities and around the world. Hands off. Hands off. Hands off.
Hi, welcome to our viewers on our digital streaming network, CBS News Chicago. That video behind me, the biggest protest in Chicago since President Trump took office. A significant crowd spilling out of Daley Plaza and filling up the streets of Chicago. The anti-Trump hands-off protest, as it's called, was one of hundreds taking place simultaneously nationwide. Arnold Brennan was on the ground speaking with protesters about their biggest concerns.
I haven't seen a demonstration this big in Chicago ever.
Like oceans of people.
And it looks like this entire square is full.
When a protest gets too big for Daley Plaza, people stand where they can.
In the middle of the street.
This crowd stands against President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk.
We will not be silenced.
Their message is hands off.
Hands off.
A protest against the administration's actions to cut government jobs, shutter agencies, deport immigrants, impose
People are making their voices heard. Here's another one.
Hands off. That's what thousands from coast to coast demanded today at more than 1,200 anti-Trump protests. Here in Minnesota, the Capitol saw a large turnout. Our Frankie McLister was in St. Paul and has more.
Gatherings in every U.S. state.
I don't know, this one spoke to me.
Including more than 30 across the land of 10,000 lakes.
I'm just extremely proud of Minnesota.
From Bemidji, Thief River Falls, Anoka, and the room where it happens, our state capital, which saw a considerable crowd.
So the motives for people showing up are completely vast, and several telling us that this is their first time even doing something like this.
Like this Rosemont mother.
My sister-in-law convinced me to come, and it was a no-brainer, and now I'm energized to do this more.
Energized like these Chanhassen friends.
A big thing for all of us is Social Security.
And this Minneapolis 50-year veteran lawyer.
And I'm here to demonstrate my support for the rule of law in this country. It's our greatest asset.
The Minnesota...
Amen. Amen. Now, here we go with another fuddy-duddy video. Like I told you guys about a month plus ago when Trump did that little video where he was overseas and Elon Musk was dancing. Remember that little video? I'm sure y'all remember that video. And he had the women dancing, almost had only thing they had on was a smile, just about, and everything was gold. Remember that video? Well, here's another one. And on Truth Social, this is what it just came out. A move through social media, like it's a toy that he's playing with, to either ease the pain or to set the tone and tenor that I have a strategy, just wait it out. I want you to listen to this garbage, okay? Just check it out.
Let's just go. Trump is crashing the stock market by 20% this month, but he's doing it on purpose.
Don't think. That's what he said. Trump is crashing the stock market on purpose. Listen again.
Let's just go. Trump is crashing the stock market by 20% this month, but he's doing it on purpose. And this is why Warren Buffett just said Trump is making the best economic moves he's seen in over 50 years. Now, here's the secret game he's playing, and it could make you rich. So why is he doing this? to push cash into treasuries, which forces the Fed to slash interest rates in May, and those lower rates give the Fed the ability to refinance trillions of debt very inexpensively. It also weakens the dollar and drops mortgage rates. Now, it's a wild chess move, but it's working. Now, you're probably wondering, what about his tariffs? Well, I'll tell you, it's a genius play. It actually forces companies to build here to dodge them. It also forces farmers to sell more of their products here in the U.S. to bring grocery prices way down. We've already seen this with eggs. Now, remember, 94% of all stocks are owned only by 8% of Americans. So Trump...
People, do not fall for the okie doke. 8% stock by the wealthy. Look, people, if you had a 401k, keywords, had one, because I'm sure it has went down the last few days. You know, when I think about an adult, when I think about a mature grown-up, you're not going on social media discussing earth-shaking subjects when it comes down to millions, if not billions of people. I'm gonna say it again. You are not going on social media as the leader of the free world in a video on Truth Social to explain your strategy, call it a genius or whatever they said it. You're not doing that. Adults don't carry themselves like that. You face the people. You talk to the people. Isn't it funny how all of a sudden the president becomes an escape artist like a Houdini? He's every and anywhere during the campaign. But as soon as he makes a major decision like tariffs, he's on the golf course. Because everything's fine and dandy, Jimmy Durante. And he's got time to muster up enough time in between the golf swings. And he puts out on social media this little quick, oh, it's all under control. Eggs went down. Trust me. Things are going to go down. But you're not addressing what people just took a loss in. Everybody and their mama know car prices are going to go up. And just about everything that you touch is going to go up. People, are we in the twilight zone? We're getting played. Hear it put another way, okay?
Trump has admitted to crashing the stock market on purpose. As of Friday afternoon, he has officially wiped $4 trillion off of the US stock market in 1 week. This is, of course, all as a result of his tariffs that he's imposed on other countries. But the question is, why has he done this? It's thought that he's crashed Wall Street by around 20% in a bid to force the Fed to slash interest rates in May and allow trillions of dollars of expensive debt to be refinanced at a lower rate. It's also thought that this will mean that companies will increase building in America and farmers will be forced to sell more to the US, reducing prices and boosting the economy. Now, this is, of course, a massive investment opportunity as well for people to invest into the stock market, as of course it's going to eventually bounce back. Many Trump supporters think that this is a genius move from Trump, and have stated that he's playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers.
People, everybody is not in position to wait until the change happens. Their sun went down 48 hours ago. Everybody is not in position, especially those who saved for half or maybe 3/4 of their lifetime and put money into a 401k, to watch it dramatically fall like a missile and sink like a Titanic. There's something wrong here. Now, here's the analyst She talks about a few items which are about to go up. And notice she's in red and black. Whether she meant to do it or not, red and black speaks. It's called sacrifice. Although there's nothing wrong with the colors, we can wear them. But how fitting it is for her to wear it. Now listen to her speak.
That's a place that you can shop around.
So much of our clothes, you look at your tags, they're made in China, Vietnam, everywhere overseas, but the United States, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what about clothing? What should we be looking at?
Well, clothing prices are definitely going to go up, but what people may not realize is that there will be a significant increase in the price of footwear. About more than 60% of all footwear comes from China and Vietnam. And so we're looking at tariff prices that may be as high as 50% for products from Vietnam. That doesn't necessarily mean that a $100 pair of sneakers is now going to be $150 for you, but it will be in terms of the price that the imported that we're getting for the import.
Clothes, shoes, cars, be thinking about all those. Absolutely. What about electronics?
Electronic smartphones prices are going to go up there. The top line iPhone could go from $1,600 to $2,300, according to some of the analysts that we're looking at, as much of a 40% jump in the price of an iPhone. So that's something to keep your eye on. But it's not only that, it's also computers, it's also...
Are you listening, Mr. Trump? While you're on the golf course, hole in one, birdie, putt, whatever you're doing, people... I was a journalist during this Jimmy Carter period. You guys know I got a lot of reports, a lot of newspaper reports that I did, a lot of articles that I did on Jimmy Carter. I always said he was the worst president economically. I'm not trying to have a competition between who's the worst president. We don't ever need to see that again. The Jimmy Carter days were a shameful period in American history. And I do not believe that we had any energy crisis then. Just like we don't have nothing, we don't have problems on this earth, people. We have people who literally lie to us and they play games. I'm gonna say it again. We don't have a shortage of energy. We don't have a shortage of energy. They lied to us. They want to take us into the new world order. So they're going to play with us. And right now they're playing this image game. Let me wear a sweater. Let me go golfing. And then I will not address you because you know what? I'm going to go on social media. And when I go on social media, you're not going to see me. And I don't have to hear nothing you got to say. I can just go ahead and post this. And everything's going to be all right. You'll believe what I gotta say. So listen again. Here I am.
This is why Warren Buffett just said Trump is making the best economic moves he's seen in over 50 years. Now here's the secret game he's playing, and it could make you rich. So why is he doing this? To push cash into treasuries, which forces the Fed to slash interest rates in May, and those lower rates give the Fed the ability to refinance trillions of debt very inexpensively. It also...
Now, people, what you have to understand is that when you do a downturn, and when you have the 401ks drop like a rocket, this video is only speaking to the rich. Because now they have money to come in and buy stocks when they're low. If you lost money and you're middle class or lower middle class or broke, you don't have the reserves to play this big high stakes chess game, as they say. Only the big people can do this. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't even know why Trump would even insult our intelligence and put this kind of crap out there. I guess he figured that we're low-level thinkers. It's just common sense to me. If you just took a loss, why would you gamble? If you just took a loss, you don't have money to gamble. If you barely had money, and if you had savings, you didn't intend to gamble with the money. But look, that's what he did inadvertently. He just gambled with your 401k. And he's going to gamble with all of us because prices are going to go up in a lot of areas. I said he wouldn't make it. 2 weeks ago, I said he wouldn't make it past June 17th, which would be 84 days that day. His birthday is June 14th. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I said he would not make it past June 17th. There's an urgency to do something. It's got to be. All these executive orders and all these wild moves, he's killing everything. He wants to hand over America as part of a prize to the Antichrist. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not going to debate it. He is the one to hand this country over. I'm glad they're having a protest. I'm sure part of it is infiltrated, but I hope that people get out there and protest, and I hope they shut down every government part. Like I said months ago, we need to shut down the government. Just go there and just say, look, we want you to just come out and talk to us. That's what I mean by shut down. Just go there and say, look, we broke and we want him out. I'm gonna say it again. We want him out. I'm not advocating any violence. I'm just saying, I don't think he's gonna make it past June 17th. I believe they're gonna run him out of Dodge, like impeachment. Okay, that's what I believe they're gonna do. We gotta get, look, you know how I felt. I said before, put salvation on the ballot, whoever you vote for. A lot of us went with him because of the morals. But I am standing up and tell you this is amoral. This is diametrically opposed to what God wants. He's playing with us. By the same token, I'm still asking the question, where are those ministers who were laying hands on him and praying? Rise up, ministers. All y'all who was on the Trump train, let's all of us get together and go to Washington and lead the pack and make the demand. Because I've always felt if you can politic with this guy, if you can politic with a politician, that gives you leverage. He has to hear you. Because that's how you work democracy. It's all right to have 1 million people from around the United States get out there, but with the people who know him intimately, where the hell are you? Where the hell are the people who were close to him when he was campaigning? That's what I want to know. I'm Crenshaw Pearson. I'm done with this joke. It's a joke. Jimmy Carter pulled it on us. Don't let him pull it on you.